All right, good morning. I'm out here, it's 8:30. The wind has completely died down. It's just crystal clear calm out here on the water. Super quiet this morning. Anyway, I just woke up. It's 7:30 at home, so it's 8:30 here. And I still got to go get a shower. I have read my Bible and prayed up, ready for the day. I know that I'm going to go to Apalachicola today and visit the bike shop and the coffee shop that I've been invited to. Where I go beyond that is totally unknown to me at this point. Today's really kind of the first day that it's been this warm and this calm. No breeze at all whatsoever to speak of. So I don't know how that translates to bicycle riding, but I'm gonna find out. Either way, like I said, I just got up, so I'm gonna go break down camp, take a shower, and hopefully get out on the road by 11 o'clock or so. Did you watch my video and yawn just now? I bet you did. Anyway, drop a comment below if you yawned. Because I yawned in the video. Either way, I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. Alright guys, so look, I came down here down Highway 98 out of where I camped at last night, there at the Indian Pass near St. Vincent Island. And as I'm coming down Highway 98, I see a sign, a lit up sign for lunch, and I haven't had breakfast yet. There was no restaurant anywhere near. This is actually the first place with food. So it's a Sandlot baseball team. It's these guys. And so they're out here having a fish fry this morning, where I'm going to stop and eat lunch and give them a few dollars for their cause. They're #1 in travel ball, right, for their area over here. They're called Sandlot Baseball Team, and it's the 11-year-old group. So do you guys want to say anything for the camera?
Get wrecked for recovery.
Get wrecked for recovery. How about that? Love you guys. See y'all later. All right, so thanks to you guys, we were able to donate a few dollars to the baseball team. Thank you very much for your support, first of all. And I'm glad that these kids are out here doing some outside sports. You know, everybody needs that these days. Anyway, so check out the food. Shrimp tacos, beans, some cheese grits, and red velvet. What? I feel like I don't even know what's going on anymore. This is such good food. So much better from the bean burrito days, but hey, I see more of those coming, so either way, so exciting to be here. It's a beautiful morning, the sun is out, it's great, And yeah, really excited for today. Thanks, guys. See you in a little bit. All right, so I made it here to Apalachicola, which is down on the Florida coast, really just kind of east of the Indian Pass campground that I stayed at last night. And so back in Destin at the campground, I ran into another cyclist who is going quite a long distance himself, and his name was Dan. So we've kind of paralleled our route a little bit most of the way. And I came down here to the bicycle shop. It's called Apalachicola Community Bicycle Shop, and it's run by a guy named Kevin. And so he's actually got some issues. He has to leave for the day. He's got some issues with his legs, so be praying for him, all my crew out there. But Dan was here. He's getting his bike worked on. And so Dan also has come through recovery. He's come through some different things, and he himself believes in the Lord. So Dan, I'd like you to say something to the guys out there on my channel.
Hi guys and gals who are recovering from addictions. Adam and I were talking earlier about the things that have helped us, and turning to the Lord is the thing that has really helped me get a grip, knowing that I'm not doing this alone. Anytime I start fearing, start thinking that one of my addictions is the answer, I just am reminded that by keeping myself in the arms of the Lord and praying, I can get rid of this addiction and can ride it out. It's sort of like waves, it comes on and then all of a sudden it gets to a peak, and then I reach that peak and I pray, and then it's like the addiction waves goes by me. So I'm really happy to be out on this ride, doing it from NOLA to Walt Disney World, and it's beautiful down here in Apalachicola. As you can see in the background, the wind is gentle, the weather's nice, and I'm fortunate to be able to run into people like Adam on my ride.
All right. Thanks, Dan. And God bless you, brother, in all your travels. And I pray that we continue to meet each other and run into each other along our way.
I've got a feeling we will.
All right.
We're on the right path together.
There's no coincidences on there. We're on the right path.
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Good to meet you, Dan.
Oh, pleasure. Thanks, Adam.
All right, so I made it here to Apalachicola, and this is Caitlin McCauley. And so this is the woman who invited me to Apalachicola and told me about the bike shop, the Apalachicola Community Bicycle Shop, run by Kevin Hand. And so this is Caitlin McCauley, and she's done several different long-distance bike rides on the bike you just saw. So go ahead and tell them about it.
Yeah, so my first bicycle ride was from Jacksonville to New Orleans when I ran through Apalachicola, and I stopped along the way and picked up work here over at the chocolate factory. And then following that, I continued on to New Orleans. In the following October, decided to move out of Chicago and bicycled from Chicago down to Apalachicola, where I worked for several months and saved for my next European bike tour. And I just got back from that, and now I'm getting ready for the next bike tour.
So where did you go on your European bike tour?
Oh, so on my European bike tour, I started in London. I went around the coast of Wales from Dublin up into Belfast, and then I went across Scotland, Glasgow to Edinburgh, and then back into England, and then took a ferry into Amsterdam, where I went from Amsterdam through Germany, through Luxembourg, through France, and ended in Barcelona.
Oh my goodness, do you know the mileage for that?
No, I couldn't keep track. Because
Wow.
you always kind of make different routes and get sidetracked and stuff, so
I
yeah.
understand completely. Well, cool. Well, it was very good to meet you. Thank you for the invite. She also got me a tea. It's got, it's an Arnold Palmer. It's got lemonade and black tea in it, and it is amazing. So if you're in Apalachicola, if you see this, if you're a cyclist, if you're just a motorist and you're coming through, stop by and see Caitlin at the Apalachicola Chocolate and Coffee Company.
Please do.
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of people talk about these smart wool, this merino wool, and I've never worn it before. But I hear a lot of cyclists that are telling me, and a lot of adventure people, a lot of hikers, people who spend a lot of time outdoors, they rave about merino wool being super light, but also keeping you very warm for how thin it is, better than cotton. And also it doesn't, from what they tell me, it won't stink like cotton will, or like some of these synthetics will. After you sweat in it, it won't really start to build up the smells that cotton will build up. But so I'm gonna try this merino wool out. I made a very small investment in it, just some socks, to see how it works first, and I'll let you guys know along the way how well they work. All right. All right, so stop the beautiful camera roll. Pay very close attention. At this point in the video is where everything changed for the day. I think for the better, but it all changed very quickly. This is the point in the video at which my bicycle fell into Apalachicola Bay. I'll tell you guys more about it as we get it out. Everything's waterproof except my clothes, so that's kind of cool too.
You sure you want to show this to your friends?
I'm sure of it. They need to know.
The cat litter thing caught my attention driving down the road.
I see, yeah.
Riding like
Okay, so since everything was waterproof, I got everything back. I actually didn't lose anything at all. Because the totes and the bag on the back were waterproof, everything floated. So we were able to get a fishing pole, sling the line over under the dock, pull the bike back out. The man on the boat that you saw, he actually had a pole with a hook on it. That was the hook that I was using to lift the back end of the bike. He helped, and a guy named Benny helped. Ashley took some videos, some videos and some pictures. So thank you so much for that, Ashley. Ashley even offered for me to use their house to dry my laundry out while I was taking everything apart. But the amazing thing is, nothing got wet that couldn't get wet. So the only bucket that had water in it, my bag with my tent and everything, is a watertight bag. It didn't get anything in it. My 2 front buckets, the Sun detergent buckets, didn't let any water get in them. So that's my electronics, my charging cables, my food, those kind of things. One of the buckets on the back has all my clothes in it. It didn't get wet. It was the one up out of the water. The only one that got wet had my tools and my church clothes in it. So the only things that got wet was my rain jacket, a couple towels, a regular jacket that I wear in the rain when I'm cold, my church clothes, and gloves and stuff. I mean, it's the stuff that I carry on the back of the bike in case it rains anyway. The only difference between it being wet from rain and wet from Apalachicola Bay is it smells a little shrimpier. But I'm okay with that. I didn't lose anything. Nothing got wet that couldn't get wet. I don't even have to wash clothes. I don't think you guys understand how cool this is. I didn't lose, my bike fell in a river. I didn't lose anything. My power pack in the frame bag didn't even get wet. God's good. God is good. If you don't believe it and you've been watching this channel, you gotta take this as some kind of sign that this is real. God is real. He is who he says he is. And man, I'm just overwhelmed. So I'm gonna continue to just dry off my tools and stuff. The only bucket that got water in it has my tools and my church clothes. So I'm gonna dry my tools off with one of these wet towels and I'm gonna be fine. So thanks for your prayers and your support, and I love you guys, and I'll see you later. All right, so Ashley and Benny recommended this place. It's called The Station here in Apalachicola, Florida. And the couple that helped me with the taking of pictures and filming of that whole incident with the bicycle, they recommended this place to me. So right after that, another couple came up and gave me a donation and said, make sure that you buy dinner with this. We want to make sure that you eat okay tonight. So, man, I'm just so thankful. So, I've ordered the fried shrimp, which was very inexpensive. Again, most of the places I'm stopping are low-budget places, but really good food that I'm being recommended from people as I ask in the area what's good and what's cheap. So they've got a great salad bar, which you just saw. I kind of put that together for me, and I'm having a Coca-Cola as usual. And here's the shrimp, the fried shrimp. It just came out. Man, they are shucking oysters behind this counter, something fierce. All right, so I just finished up eating, and I was sitting there and kind of reflecting about everything that's happened this afternoon. And Bicycle Shop is going to let me camp behind their bicycle shop tonight. So that's cool. But I was thinking about the hospitality of everybody so far along the ride. Me and Dan spoke about it a little bit. That, you know, on the news, you're seeing like all this stuff, murders, all these kind of things. I mean, I get it. There are murders and there are all this other stuff, but you don't have to stay locked up in your house. Like, people are really genuinely kind and honest. Me and Ashley, the one who filmed some of the footage or took the pictures, we were joking, and she said, you know, it also depends on kind of how you react to things is how other people react back to you. She said, you know, you may be running into a lot of nice people because you know, you treat them nicely. And I said, you might be right. And she said, oh, I'm definitely right. So, you know, the more I think about it, she's 110% right. You know, you get what you put in. And I'm just amazed at the way that this day has gone. All the hospitality of people. I mean, Ashley and them even offered for me to use their laundry machine at their house. Like, I asked where a coin laundry was, and they said, oh no, you can come wash your clothes at our house. And that's just amazing to me that still exists out here. And Apalachicola, if steampunk could be a city, like, you know, this is it. Like, this is the neatest little city. It's laid back. It's genuine. You can really tell that Apalachicola is genuine. But if you're here in town, stop by the station, Market Street. It is incredible food for cheap. I spent $10 on that food inside, and shrimp, salad bar, Coca-Cola. You just can't beat it. I mean, you cannot beat those prices for food that good. So come check them out, and I'll show you guys pretty shortly here where I'll be setting up my camp for the night behind the bicycle shop. All right, see y'all in just a little bit. Three Soldiers detail statue is in memory of those persons from the South who valiantly served their country during the Vietnam War, the years of 1959 through 1975. Their commitment to their country, to freedom, and to each other will long be honored by this memorial, which represents for all time the human face of those who served. This sculpture is a detail cast from the original molds of Frederick Hart's Three Soldiers statue at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. in 1984. The estate of Frederick Hart and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund collaborated in the production of this unique work, cast in 2008. And so Frederick Hart, on September 20th of 1982, says this about the memorial: the portrayal of the figures is consistent with history. They wear the uniform and carry the equipment of war. They are young. The contrast between the innocence of their youth and the weapons of war underscores the poignancy of their sacrifice. There is about them the physical contact and sense of unity that bespeaks the bonds of love and sacrifice that is the nature of men at war. And yet they are each alone. Their true heroism lies in these bonds of loyalty, in the face of their aloneness and their vulnerability. Man, God bless all you veterans out there today. All right, so today was definitely one for the books. I ended up finding a laundromat and went ahead and cleaned and washed and dried the few items that did get wet with my bike falling into the river earlier. And during that time, I got to speak to a very good friend of mine, Brandon Westcott. Had a very good conversation with him, just about life in general. Brandon, I love you, brother. Thank you for your friendship. It means more to me than anything else out there. So I came back here to the bicycle shop. As you can see, there's two tents behind me tonight. All right, so Dan, who you saw earlier in the video, is going to camp tonight. That's his green tent right here, and that's mine. They're going off to eat right now, so they're gone. Dan and Caitlin left, and so I'm finishing editing my video for the night. And then I think when they get back, there's supposed to be some kind of band with live music, like brass music or something playing. So if I go to that, you guys will see it next as the closeout to the video. If I don't, then I'm going to cut all this out and you won't even know about it. So it rounds off another exciting day. I wouldn't have had it happen any other way. Man, it just gives me a story, something to talk about. I'm totally happy that it all happened the way it happened. Because, you know, I wouldn't have a story to tell if it didn't. I think part of this is just kind of the awesomeness of this journey and God's provision in it. You know, I wouldn't be able to see that if it all went according to a plan that I had created. I like it much better working the way it is, just going where the Spirit leads me. So, good night, y'all. I love you. See you later.